Welcome back to the GH Spoilers channel. Today we're looking into Willow Kane's shocking and calculated master plan. It's really left General Hospital fans absolutely stunned and questioning everything they thought they knew about her. Willow dropped a bombshell on everyone. That's when things really started going downhill for her. Wow, talk about a surprise. Willow Kane just totally shocked everyone with a confession that has completely flipped the script for poor Charles. Nobody could have predicted this. She just flat out told Drew Kane, who was totally stunned and couldn't do a thing, that she was the one who shot him. Drew was in a bad way, laid up in a hospital bed with locked-in syndrome, and that's when the confession happened, when he was really vulnerable. This whole thing felt like a bad rerun, exactly the kind of neurological scam that shady Ryan Chamberlain pulled before. It just goes to show you how history can repeat itself in totally weird and surprising ways. It's really heartbreaking to see Drew like this, and honestly, it's terrifying too. He's fully conscious, completely aware of what's going on around him. He can understand every word and every action, but he's stuck trapped inside his own body. All he can do to communicate is blink his eyes, one blink for yes, two for no. He can't really do anything to stop Willow's sinister plans because the way he interacts is so basic and restricted. It's a really chilling thought that he gets what's happening to him, but can't tell a soul or even fight back. That just makes this whole disturbing situation even scarier in a mind-bending way. The sneaky plan they framed Michael Willow telling Drew pretty much everything was just the start of her big bad plan. That sneaky, scheming woman has been setting up this whole elaborate lie for ages, dropping little clues that were just meant to lead everyone right to Michael Corinthos. She started planning weeks back, making a calculated move outside Alexis Davis's office. When everyone was distracted, Willow slipped Tracy Quartermain's duplicate house key right onto Michael's keyring. This tiny little move was actually a huge part of her bigger plan, meant to make it look like Michael was involved in stuff happening at the Quartermain mansion when he really wasn't. They really timed planting that evidence just right. Right then, Willow, Michael, Rick Lansing, and Alexis were all busy hashing out the ins and outs of a visitation and custody agreement. They had to get it just right before they showed it to the judge in their custody case. You could feel the tension in the room. It was thick, with lawyers talking legal stuff and parents hashing out their kids' future. Everyone really zeroed in on all the documents, the complex legal language, and the intense arguments about what parents could or couldn't do. That little distraction gave Willow just the right opportunity to do her sneaky thing without anyone seeing her mess with Michael's stuff. The scary truth about locked-in syndrome and Willow's backup plan. The next day, Drew finally got out of General Hospital, but it wasn't good news. He left with a really tough diagnosis, locked-in syndrome. This really rare, scary brain condition has put him in a place that's just so hard to get your head around unless you've actually seen it yourself. Even though his mind is still really sharp, taking everything in and understanding it all, his body has become like a cage. Being totally aware yet stuck, unable to move, talk, or touch anything is a kind of mental torture that's hard to even imagine. Willow knows just how much power that gives her over someone. Willow noticed her first idea wasn't perfect, so her devious mind quickly started cooking up a new plan. She knew it was entirely possible Michael wouldn't get arrested and convicted for shooting Drew just with the evidence they had right then. The justice system in Port Charles is pretty wild. It's proven to be unpredictable, and reasonable doubt helped a lot of suspects get off in the past. Willow knew she couldn't let her whole plan crumble just because there wasn't enough proof, or if some smart defense lawyer found gaps in what the prosecution had. She just really needed something solid, something impossible to argue with, something to put an end to it all. The missing gun, and exoneration loophole. Things got a lot messier when Edward Quartermain's special gun, found in Willow's room at Elizabeth Baldwin's place, made the whole situation far worse. Someone had really gone to town on that weapon. Every fingerprint was gone, so there was no way to prove who shot it. This should have been enough to nail Willow, but her lawyers were good. They made people question things just enough for her to walk free. They just couldn't pin the shooting on her because the idea that someone else might have done it was pretty convincing. Even though the prosecution couldn't really prove Michael was the one who pulled the trigger either, it was enough doubt to stop a conviction. Willow found a big loophole though, and now she's planning to use it. Even though she was cleared of the charges, the situation with Michael regarding the shooting never got to the point of a conviction where he'd be out of her life for good. Drew staying alive meant there was always a shot he could get better, recall more things, or just spill the beans on what actually went down. Things went wrong, leaving a bunch of unfinished business, too many people who saw something, and a really unclear road ahead. The logic of finishing what she started, Willow figured out in a pretty stark way. Something a lot of crime analysts would sadly nod along to. The son of a big-deal mob boss like Sonny Corinthos just wouldn't leave a job. Hanging. If Michael really shot Drew, he'd have made sure Drew couldn't ever point him out, speak against him in court, or mess with his freedom again. Drew making it through the first shooting really helps Willow because it makes things less clear about Michael's part in all this. Anyone from the Corinthos family growing up around organized crime and learning all about staying alive would know that letting someone live to tell the tale is the worst mistake you can make in that business. Willow's messed up thinking drove her to do something truly awful. She's decided to kill Drew for real and make it look like Michael did it. That way he'll be locked up for good and she can do whatever she wants with the kids without him getting in the way. It needs to be a setup so perfect that no one could possibly doubt his guilt. The proof has to be rock solid, everything pointing to Michael. And he needs to have absolutely nothing to say in his defense if he wants any hope of avoiding conviction. That's the only way Willow can really know she'll get full custody of Wiley and Amelia Corinthos with no one, especially their dad, getting in the way or questioning her as their mom. The things people do to mess with your head can be really twisted, but Willow isn't okay with just killing Drew and then continuing with what she's planning. What started as her wanting revenge and control has turned into something way darker and truly twisted. Drew's totally at her mercy now, and she's going to make him suffer a bit before she finishes him off. When she admitted to being his shooter, it really kicked off a whole mental game aiming to make him as scared and hopeless as possible, so he'd truly grasp how powerless he was. She wants him to understand who's really calling the shots these days. To grasp that, all his schemes and dreams just got wrecked by someone he completely misjudged. Willow often goes to see Drew. She always chats with him quietly so no one else like the hospital staff or other folks visiting can hear what they're talking about. She really spells out how she'll get rid of him and pin it on Michael. She keeps reminding him that he can't warn anybody, can't look out for his daughter Scout, and can't ever let the world know what she's really like. She plans every visit so she's never seen during these awful private moments. She keeps up her act as a concerned, caring mother for everyone else, but in private, her true sociopathic self comes out, aimed at the only person who can't fight back. The perfect murder scenario timing is everything. Willow's whole plan really depends on the timing. So the killing has to go down when Michael can't say for sure where he was, and he's got nothing to tell the police to clear his name. So Willow needs to set up a scenario where Michael ends up in a sticky spot right when it counts. She's got to set things up so he ends up alone near where the crime happened, and with a good reason for why he did it, something the lawyers can use against him. Willow's been really paying attention to Michael's habits. She's seen when he's by himself, where he goes, and how his usual day might leave openings for her to use. She's been all ears, picking up on his chats, watching what he does, and soaking up every little detail about his day-to-day. She's been watching him, and what she's learned helps her figure out what he'll do next so she can make her plans. Every little thing has to be just right, all signs need to point straight to him, and the whole crime scene has to tell a story that cops will buy without a doubt. Hey, so we're setting up this trap for Michael. We just need to make sure everything is in place for him to walk right into it. When he shows up, he won't even know what hit him. He's always so focused on his own thing that he usually misses the little details. We just need to be smart about how we position everything. Don't worry, it's going to be good. Willow's complicated plan next calls for getting Michael to be exactly where he shouldn't be. She needs him to end up in a specific spot, so she's got to gently nudge him there with little hints, made-up, urgent situations, and events she plans out just right. Maybe she'll shoot him an urgent message, making it look like it's from someone he really trusts, asking to meet up at a certain spot. She might make a big deal out of something with the kids, something that would naturally require him to show up right away, exactly where and when she wants. No matter how she does it, her main aim is to put Michael in a spot where he can kill Drew and has a reason to, all while making sure she has a perfect alibi miles away from where it all goes down. She could make sure to be at a public event where lots of people would see her, or set up a big meeting so there's a clear paper trail of where she was. Her solid alibi and Michael's sketchy situation are really going to make this frame-up look convincing to the cops and lawyers. Let's talk about why we decided to drop Scout. It's pretty interesting how Willow has decided to go all in on getting custody of Wiley and Amelia Corinthos. she's really not showing any interest in Scout Kane at all. She let Alexis Davis and her girls raise Drew's daughter. It just goes to show her motherly feelings are clearly picky, all about what she wants, and not truly about what's best for the kids. She really sees the Corinthos kids as her own stuff, something to help her keep her grip on power. Scout, though, is just a bothersome way of remembering Drew and everything he meant. Giving up on that is also part of what she's trying to do. Willow wanted everyone to think she was so selfless and generous, letting Scout stay with her grandma's family. It was all about making her look good, like she was the kind of person who'd do anything, even make hard sacrifices for a kid. This whole noble, caring mother thing is going to be a big deal when people start looking into things after Drew passes away. Who would ever think a mom who let go of one child for that kid's well-being could actually commit murder, the final countdown to murder? Okay, so with everything else set up, Willow's just about ready to kick off the last and riskiest part of her plan. Alright, so the initial stuff is done. The fake evidence is in place, the mental games have been played, and our guy is still stuck. Completely aware of what's coming, but totally unable to do anything about it, or even tell someone who could help. So now Willow has to find that chilling resolve, the kind that lets you take a life, and when she does, Michael's freedom will be gone for good. This murder needs to be absolutely perfect. She couldn't afford any slip-ups, no little things she missed, and definitely no surprise witnesses who might mess with her story. Willow has to sneak into Drew's room right when the timing's perfect. She needs to do what she has to do and do it fast, then leave the evidence that points to Michael. After that, she's got to get out of there without anyone seeing her or leaving anything behind that could link her to the whole thing. The kind of pressure Willow is under would crush pretty much anyone else. But she's shown us all that she's built from something way darker and more dangerous than we ever guessed. She really went too far, changing from someone you could feel for into a cold killer ready to take out anyone who got in the way of her messed up idea of a perfect family. Things are about to get wild on General Hospital. Willow is seriously looking to cut Drew and Michael out of her life for good. It seems like she wants to be the only one taking care of the kids, shaping her own future no matter how wild it gets.